Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today it is that time again for some long-term reviews. I have accumulated enough knives and had enough time to carry them in the pocket to give you some more extended thoughts and a little deeper insight into things that I like and don't like about some particular knives. I've split these long-term reviews up into two videos, one focusing more on the budget side, which you have right here, along with one that's a little more of the mid-range, and then I have another video made for you that has some premium knives that, if nothing else, they're good lookers, and I think it makes for good content that people enjoy. This one, though, I think is going to get a lot more people's attention as far as the actual buying market, and this here is the Kizer Lotvin Mini. Now, my review of this guy in the beginning wasn't exactly all sunshine and rainbows. Not terrible, but not really good. This is just a middle-of-the-road Kizer for me, and I'm going to stick by that. I was really hoping I would come to like this more than I do, because there are some things I do like about it. I really like this simple blade shape, but I like the tip up here. I like the steel we're working with, N690. Nice slicey edge, but at the end of the day, it's just not enough of a package to really get my attention. The ergos are okay at best. I think smaller hands would like this knife more. I do like the black and white accents. It makes for a nice dressier look, but then I get kind of turned off by this high satin polish clip with the text of the knife name on it. That, to me, that's always a no-no. But more than anything, what really kind of does it for me as far as kind of a pass on this is the back flipper here. I like where Kizer was going with this. They tried to make a really good fidget gentleman's knife, and they were on the right track. But this right here, just not comfortable. The action's good. No issue with the action whatsoever, but it's just not comfortable. Sometimes I'll flip it and it'll feel fine, and other times I'll flip it and I'll feel like I just pushed down on a pinhead because it can be a little pokey. So not a big fan of that. The front flipping action is really good, though, and the front flipper itself is really good. So if you're looking for a knife to just front flip, and you are okay with the rest of the aesthetics of this knife, then it's not bad. It's $69. Pretty average for a lower-end Kizer. No huge complaints there with the materials they used to make this knife. But overall, for me personally, it's a pass. But like I said, if you want just if you like the black and white, if you like the front flipper, and you plan on just front flipping it, not a bad option. There's worse options, there really is. But if you're someone who likes to just do the regular flip on knives, I would definitely pass, because I don't find that comfortable. And that's just kind of that. That's the Kizer Lotvin Mini. Next up, we have a Civivi. One of the knives I reviewed earlier in 2021. This is the Civivi Keen Nadder. And my review when I originally did this was all really positive. I called it one of the best 5 or 7 Civivis I've ever had. And it's still good. It's still really good. I have no reason not to recommend this to anyone. I think I got a little ahead of myself with this because I forgot how much I'm not a huge fan of recurve blades. Now, let me stop right there and say that obviously I'm not a fan of recurve blades. So it's completely opinionated as far as the actual knife, the action, the quality, the sharpness of the edge. This guy is particularly extra drop shutty. Yeah, really, I mean, it's obviously a heavier blade. It's a little bit of a thicker blade for a Civivi, in all honesty. But super, super smooth. Detents dialed down, you got a couple deployment options, and aesthetically, I really do like it. It really is attractive aesthetically. I talked to some people that were a little worried about the narrow handle. I don't mind it, because this is obviously, too, it's a little, well, not obviously, but it is a little thicker than other Civivis, too. So what you lose in width, you do kind of gain in thickness, and you do notice it. I think it feels pretty good. It's long enough. That's the big thing. If this would have been too short, I would have had a lot more issues with it. But being as thick as it is and as long as it is, Yeah, we're still talking about this knife. It feels really good in hand. We're still talking about this knife. But no, the Civivi Keen Nadder is it's a good option. If you like recurve blades, for $74, you're kind of getting up there for a Civivi, but you're getting micarta, you're getting 14C 28, or no, N690, I'm sorry, N690 on this guy. So $74 isn't bad for the materials you're getting. You're getting the Civivi quality in action. No real issue. If you like recurves, I would recommend this. It also carries in the pocket pretty darn well, since it is as slim as it is. It's pretty easy to get in and out with it in your pocket. So nothing too bad. Not exactly my cup of tea, but still a very high quality Civivi. And that rhymed. So on that note, we will move on. We will move on to a QSP, and I gotta say, QSP has been on a super hot streak to start the year. This is the QSP Hawk, and this was the second one I reviewed. I've got the first one coming up. Oops, excuse me. I got the first one coming up here in just a bit, and I was super impressed with this guy, and I still am. Really high grades on this guy. I'm just really blown away by QSP. I don't know where they were hiding this for so long, but the absolute best burlap micarta I've ever seen on a budget knife. This guy's coming in at $55, you guys. $55 for excellent, amazing burlap micarta and 14C28 in steel. That's always going to get high grades in my book. Always. The only thing that really kind of irked me about this was the placement of that QSP logo, moving it from the flat onto the grind. It just looks tacky. They got to get that figured out. I know I'm really picking them apart for a $55 knife, but it's because I like this knife so much. And when I really like a knife, I get extra irked when something like this happens. But overall, it is a fidget beast. I would put this, I like this more than a lot of Civivis. Super smooth. Detent is just right. Like I said, it could be just a hair stronger, but you can do all sorts of fun fidgety things with it and flip it very well. It's just a great knife. It really is. The biggest drawback to me are these liners. They made them too proud. They stick out. They're slick and shiny. I really wish they wouldn't have done that. QSP was really on the right track to making one of the best budget EDC knives of all time with this. And they're still on the track. They do really have to improve this. Move these liners down, knock them down, make them flush with the scale, because the scales have good grip and texture. If you knock those down, make them level. At that point, I guess this logo isn't the end of the world, but I would like to see it moved up a little onto just the flats. You would easily have one of the best 3 budget EDC knives of all time, in my opinion. I do love this knife that much. I think they did a fantastic job, and I really love this micarta. But there's just a couple things they got to fix, especially these liners. They fix these liners. It's a home run. It's an all-time GOAT. Or one of the GOATs in the budget EDC category. But nonetheless, I would still recommend it the way it is right now for $55. You really can't go wrong. I've carried this a lot, and while I said it feels slippery, I've always had enough grip with this micarta to where I don't really, I obviously don't worry about it coming out of my hand when I'm working with it. I more worry about it when I'm fidgeting with it, because that's when I'm just, obviously playing around with it for any other term, and it's just, things can happen. But regardless, it's great. It really is great. It's a fidget monster and fantastic knife. I would highly recommend this, the QSP Hawk. Next up, we have this is the little higher end model I was talking about. This is a SOG Terminus XR Lite, which is LTE. Pretty much the only SOG I really enjoy. And when I say that, I mean I really dislike pretty much all other SOG, but I really do like this one. They made some really good improvements to this. They cleaned up the pocket clip. Most importantly, they put just a regular pocket clip, which I do like. I still don't like the SOG being on there, but regardless, it's a much better pocket clip than the one that was on the original Terminus XR. I do like the carbon fiber liners. So what you have here is a G10 laminate if you can see, yeah, you can kind of just barely, right above my nail here, my thumb, you can see a line there. That line, so the top layer is G10 laminate to kind of give the carbon fiber look, but then the actual liner on this knife is pure carbon fiber, which is pretty cool, and you notice it. This is a very, very light knife. I don't remember the weight. I'm sorry. It's in the low 2 point something ounces. It's got to be, because it feels like a feather, and it has that awesome Terminus lock, Terminus XR, the XR lock. Terminus is the knife model. XR is the lock. I promise I know what I'm talking about. The thumb studs work really good on this guy, and so does the flipper. This is a very, very good fidget knife, but even more importantly, it has quality steel, a beautiful blade shape, good jimping that is very functional, and it works, and it's just a perfect overall EDC size. To me, this really does rival the Bug Out. I do like SOG's XR lock ever so slightly more than the Benchmade Axis lock. I think that depends when it goes from knife to knife, or model to model from each brand, how well they work. It works really well on this model here, and it's very, very easy to deploy and close, and it just feels really, really good. Price on this guy is $140, so it's up there. In all honesty, there is no other SOG in the universe that I would pay $140 for, but I would for this one. And I'm still happy I got this one. I do like this knife a lot. I think it makes a great EDC. I think it's a good option if you want something different. And overall, it just looks really, really good. That is the SOG Terminus XR LTE. Lastly, we have one more QSP for you, and I personally think I saved the best for last here. This here is the QSP Gannet, and I'm ready to say it. This is the best front flipper, in my opinion, under $100. This guy is coming in at $82.50, and outside of the questionable scale material choice, this is an excellent knife for many reasons. And we'll start with the ergos. It's just good. They have just enough lines to where it feels more than just a neutral feeling. The index finger fits well here, and everything else wraps around. The handles are contoured slightly, so you do feel that in hand, and it's just a perfect length for me. There's not enough blades that are 3.3, 3.35 inches out there, and that's what this is, and it's excellent. It really is. If this knife had this handle material, oh my God, I would be a happy man. But it doesn't, so that's really the only thing I'm kind of down about this, is the not very nice micarta in my opinion. And then I thought throwing this red carbon fiber bolster look up here was a little odd. Doesn't quite mesh with me. I think I am going to try. I heard I can RIT dye these. I didn't think you could RIT dye micarta. I wasn't sure how well it would work, and especially with the carbon fiber. I don't know, because this is real carbon fiber, which is cool. But I'm going to try RIT dyeing this, see what happens. I will let you guys know. I'll post a picture on Instagram after I do it. But yeah, really outside of this hand, I'm getting caught up in the handle, and we have an excellent blade. It's slicey, it's good steel, for 154 cm, and you just really, QSP nailed it. They really did nail it. The action is fantastic. It feels really good in hand. You have the pocket clip to put your bottom two fingers on here, which will help make the deployment of the blade extra easy, flies right out. The detent is dialed in enough to where you can still do a pretty easy index pull, and without feeling like you're going to drop it or having a insecure grip. Just a really, really good overall package. Definitely my favorite QSP of all time. Like I said before in my original video, I really hope they do more with these handle options. I hope they change this up and put some, just one. I would prefer just one material, whether it be carbon fiber or micarta, like on the Hawk. Again, I mean, just imagine that on that. Oh, it would be so good. But even as is, it's fantastic. It has surpassed the McKenna and Exarch, and really, I can't think of a whole lot of other front flippers under $100 that I really love. This is it. This is my favorite. I would highly recommend this. I see it available just about everywhere at $82.50 for the materials and action, quality, and steel. You really can't go wrong. That's the QSP Gannet. And that's it for long-term reviews for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Which one of these 5 gets your guys' attention the most? Really interested to hear that. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.